Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and British Prime Minister Keir Starmer on Thursday laid wreaths at a wall of remembrance for those killed in the war with Russia. The wall, outside St. Michael's golden-domed monastery, a Kyiv landmark, is covered in photos of the slain that stretch for a city block. It has become a place of pilgrimage for families paying tribute to their lost loved ones. According to Associated Press, Starmer arrived in Ukraine's capital with a pledge to help guarantee the country's security for a century, days before Donald Trump is to be sworn in as U.S. president. The British government says Starmer and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky will sign a 100-year partnership treaty in Kyiv covering areas including defense, science, energy and trade. Starmer's unannounced visit Thursday is his first trip to Ukraine since he took office in July. He visited the country in 2023 when he was opposition leader and has twice held talks with Zelensky in London since becoming prime minister.
Ukraine continues to deliver crushing blows to important strategic facilities of the Russian Federation, disrupting the enemy's logistical supply chains. Aviation expert of Ukraine Konstantin Kryvalap said this on the air of the telethon, noting that among the targets attacked by Russia is the chemical plant Orgsynthes in Kazan. We have visited enterprises of this type many times throughout the European part of Russia. This is one of the enterprises that produces not only fuel, but also all the compounds that are necessary for fuels and lubricants, he emphasized. He further emphasized that this is happening in line with our strategy to disrupt the logistics of supplying the Russian army. If we talk about the European part of Russia, then we have basically visited all enterprises more than twice, except for the Moscow oil refinery, where there was one visit, the expert noted. According to him, the Russians are constantly commenting that it is not a Ukrainian drone strike, but debris hitting objects. Debris is our main weapon, he joked. Kryvalap also analyzed the consequences of the attacks on the oil depot in Engels. The Engels 2 airfield is the main base for the Tu-95MS and Tu-160 aircraft. One refueling of the Tu-95MS requires 85 tons of fuel. This is almost 2 tanks, or more precisely, a little more than 1.5. And to refuel the Tu-160, 150 tons are needed. This is 3 tanks. This oil depot has 48 barrels each, of which contains about 100 to 120,000 tons of fuel. During the first approach, 3 barrels were destroyed and 6 were damaged. It turns out that about 800,000 tons of fuel burned up. If we divide this by the number of flights of the Tu-95MS and Tu-160, it turns out that the burned fuel would be enough for about 3,300 sorties of this aircraft, Kryvalap said. According to him, there everything burned to the ground. This is a base that has a very serious impact on all aviation support. We will not see results immediately in the first days, but in the future, if the Russians are unable to establish supplies of fuel, which is produced by 3 or 4 plants in the Russian Federation, then we can observe a significant reduction in the number of flights of aircraft that drag cabs, the expert said.
Germany has announced the transfer to Ukraine of the first batch of the long-awaited RCH-155 self-propelled guns sent to Kyiv as part of the new military aid package. Earlier this week, German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius said that one such self-propelled gun was transferred for training to the Ukrainian armed forces in Germany. The new military aid bundle includes 18 self-propelled artillery mounts RCH-155, 9 wheeled infantry fighting vehicles RCT-30 Boxer, which new for the Ukrainian armed forces, 5 BMP Marder, 600 HF-1 attack drones, 50 vector reconnaissance drones, 46 reconnaissance drones RQ-35 Hydrun, 43 Songbird reconnaissance drones, 11 120mm mortar mines, turnstiles, field glasses, and wool blankets. It should be noted that Germany is Ukraine's largest military supporter after the United States. Overall, the Federal Republic of Germany has so far provided or committed for future years military assistance with a value of approximately €28 billion. Funds for the Security Capacity Building Initiative in 2024 alone for military assistance to Ukraine amount to approximately €7.1 billion.